Hello there. So in this video, I'm going to show you my entire process from planning to filming and editing a video. And this is in response to my videos about how much I earn from YouTube. A lot of people wanted to know how much time I actually put into my YouTube videos. So that's what you're going to find out here. I'm going to film it all on my iPhone, and I'm actually just going to take you through the whole process. In fact, I'm going to film a video this morning. Now, I've started, as you may have noticed, in my bed, and that's because actually this is where I do all my planning on a Saturday morning. I wake up and panic that I usually upload a video on a Saturday and desperately try and think of an idea to film a video about. Well, I've got an idea for a video in mind, so I'm not kind of too panicky today, but I'll think of what I'm going to say. I'll kind of run through the logic of what I'm going to say in my head. I don't spend that much time doing it. Sometimes I plan things out beforehand, maybe in a text document, just jot down some notes. But, you know, being brutally honest, my most successful videos are the ones where I've just woken up and thought, oh, I think I'll make a video about X, filmed it, and it's worked. And the ones I've planned or even thought about months in advance don't necessarily do well. So my advice is to just not get too attached to a specific idea. But anyway, I am actually fully dressed. I don't sleep fully dressed, but I didn't think you particularly wanted to see my hairy chest in this video. But I'm going to get out of bed now, and I'm going to go and make my breakfast. So while my coffee's brewing, I'll grab my camera remote, a spare battery, this stupid dongle that I need for my MacBook, also my microphone, laptop, camera, and what's that thing you stick it on? Tripod, that's it, isn't it? Now this is where I filmed the last few of my videos, and this is where I put my microphone right in front of my face so that everybody complains about it, because a little bit of a trade secret, if you do something annoying in your videos, people comment on it, and that's seen as engagement, and it should help your video do well. So there's my breakfast, too much jam on toast and a fresh coffee. I've just set up my camera, which is the Canon 200D, which I got, I think, in the last sort of 6 months. Also got a Sigma lens. I think the camera body was about £300. This lens was about £150. I always buy my camera equipment secondhand, to be honest, and I've never had any problems. I've also got this little ring light by a company called Amaran. Yeah, this is a fairly good setup. This camera does 60 frames a second video, which means that not only does the video look smooth, but if I want to slow things down to 50% speed, I can do that and the video doesn't go all sort of jerky. You know, it's got a little LCD screen on it and stuff. I do like this camera, but I actually prefer the Canon 750D, which I think was my last camera. This one's very battery hungry, and I always have to have a little spare battery hanging by just for when it decides that it's given up. So anyway, this is set up. I'm going to set up my laptop now. So let's turn on this light here. The battery is probably going to be low. I don't worry too much about that because it's usually so bright that it makes me look incredibly pale and unwell. So let's turn on the camera. Framing looks alright actually, to be honest, so I'm going to turn this around. You can see I don't put much effort into this really, do I? Then I take a seat down here next to my computer, coffee and microphone, which incidentally is a Blue Yeti microphone for those of you who are asking. And I've got this little Canon remote control here. If I sort of sit here and look at the camera and hold the autofocus button, you can hear it beeping there. It's focused on me now. I then use QuickTime Player. This is how I record the audio from my mic, and then I sync it up later in iMovie, which I'll show you. So all that's left to do is to click record on here and click record on here, and I'm ready to go. And the whole process of setting it up has taken about 10 minutes, which I think is pretty good going. Anyway, I'm about to now film a video about how much money PewDiePie makes. This is all very strange, meta, as you modern people would say. Anyway, I better get on with the video, so I'll see you in a bit. So I've just finished filming the video, and I'm exporting the audio that I recorded and also a screen capture which I recorded, again using QuickTime Player on my MacBook Pro, and then I'm going to start editing the videos, which I'm going to do in iMovie. And just so you know, my video took 20 minutes to film, and there'll be about probably 12 minutes, I should think, of usable footage, which actually isn't that bad, is it? I just speak off the cuff. I've got a vague idea of what I'm going to talk about, and I'm not a particularly articulate person, believe it or not. Maybe it sounds like I am, but I'm just a bit of a waffler, so I have to cut out a lot of what I say, which is why there is an endless stream of jump cuts. Unprofessional, I'm never going to be able to film a YouTube video in one take. So I've loaded the video into iMovie, and you can see that I've dragged the audio track, which I recorded separately, underneath the video track, and what I will do is I'll use that to align these two tracks, and then I will turn the audio track off. So now I'm just going to go through it, and basically what I do is if I want to remove something that I've said, I'll select on there, then do Command B. That breaks the clip into two. I then have to do it in the audio as well. So that's a break now, and I can break somewhere else, delete something, move clips around. That's it, really. It's really quite a straightforward program to use. There are lots of tutorials on video if you want to learn how to use iMovie properly. There aren't really, being brutally honest, that many fancy effects on iMovie. I just tend to use it as a way of cutting clips and moving them around. Even if you want to do titles on iMovie, it's particularly rubbish and very limiting with what you can actually put on your videos. But anyway, this is what I use. And this process, I mean, this is a 24-minute video at the moment, which I'll cut down by quite a bit. So it's going to take me at least 24 minutes to edit. It's probably going to take me about an hour in total. Video editing is now complete. That took much longer than it usually does. It took about an hour and a half to edit this video, just because there was half an hour of footage, and I really wanted to cut it down, and you know, it just takes time sometimes. And I had a bit of an issue at the beginning because this damn Lenovo card reader adaptery thing was going wrong. It's not reading my memory card properly, so I had to use a little dongly thing instead. What a pain in the backside. Anyway, the video is now processing. Processing's pretty fast on my MacBook Pro. Takes about 10 minutes or something. Uploading can take a little bit longer depending on how close I am to the router. So to make my YouTube thumbnails, I use a website called Adobe Spark, which seems to be free to sign up for. And you can see here, I click edit. I've got these kind of text boxes here where I put my title in, make the text nice and big, because you've got to remember thumbnails are small, so you don't want loads of writing on it. You want it to be big so that people can see it. I will have a different picture on the background here. I'll take a photo of myself looking like I'm questioning or something. Some little dollar signs for some reason. I'm not saying this is a good thumbnail because I'm not very artistic, but simple and easy to spot. Now I'm going to look at putting the tag, descriptions and title together for this video. So once you've uploaded your video, it's time to enter your title. Now, believe it or not, the reason people have clickbait titles is not because they're trying to annoy you, it's because this is the first thing you're going to see when you look for somebody's video. So it needs to be short and to the point. That can come across as being a bit like clickbait, because obviously you're not going to put how much does PewDiePie make from YouTube, but it's only an estimate, and it is not really what he earns. There is a fine line between being descriptive and being misleading, and you just have to judge that yourself. You should also enter a video description. Just remember that the contents of your video aren't searchable on YouTube. So you might have the most interesting video, you might be incredibly charismatic, but you need to have a good description for YouTube to be able to index your video properly. So I always put just a few sentences in my video description. I put an affiliate link as well, and nowadays on YouTube you can actually put hashtags at the bottom of the description as well, which hopefully will help people find your video. It's also good practice to add your videos to a playlist. So I've got several playlists on my channel, and this basically helps people to find similar content. So if they enjoy watching this video, then they could go to this playlist and find other similar videos that they might enjoy watching too. Now, perhaps one of the most important things when you're editing your video is to put good keywords in it. So these should be relevant. So obviously this video is about PewDiePie, but I could probably think of some crazy, ever so slightly related keywords, but YouTube has got a way of working out whether or not those keywords are relevant to the video. So you shouldn't put misleading keywords in there. It's actually potentially a violation of the terms of service if you try and just sort of what's called keyword stuff with irrelevant keywords. But it's important to put unique keywords that are searched a lot on YouTube but don't have a lot of competition. Obviously, if I put PewDiePie as a keyword here, there are probably a billion videos on YouTube that include PewDiePie as a keyword. My chances of coming up in the search results or ranking highly for the keyword PewDiePie are basically zero. So you have to be a little bit more specific. So, for example, how much does PewDiePie make? And you can see that this is a very good keyword that has approximately 890 searches a month, and there's a number of graphs here that show you that essentially this is a very good keyword to have. I highly recommend using the TubeBuddy keyword search, and I'm going to leave a link to TubeBuddy down below so that you can download this plugin for yourself. It will really help you choose good keywords. I just try lots of different phrases until I find ones that have got a good ranking, and I try and think like people looking for a video on YouTube. Obviously, they have to be phrases that people are going to potentially type into the YouTube search engine. So it doesn't want to be things like PewDiePie money, what he make. You know, nobody's going to search for that, are they? But that's essentially it. A short, catchy title that's to the point and will grab people's attention. Good keywords, for which I use TubeBuddy, and a little bit of a description to help the YouTube algorithm work out what your video is actually about. All that remains is to go public. It's this red carpet that you all seem to love so much. Well, anyway, I hope that's been helpful to you. Now it's just sit and wait and see how badly the video does. If you've got any questions about my video filming process, please ask them down below and I will answer you. I hope this has been useful to you because I have learnt a few things over the years of filming videos. Do subscribe if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up if it's been useful to you, and I shall see you next time for another video.